That's right. We are back again. Welcome to Spill It. My name is Marcus, and I am going to be here with all of my fanboy goodness for this week's episode. Of course, every week and all of the other weeks, obviously, the job that we do here is to connect people together, inspire others, and help people learn something new. That is the story of Spill It. That's what we do. That's what we do here. And this episode is no different at all. This is episode 90. 90. This is episode 90. Sold. Sorry, every time that I type it, every time I look at it, that's what I look. Sold. Sold to the highest bidder. Anyway, episode 90, sold with Regional One. I can't believe the boys are back. They are here in the green room, waiting patiently to come out. If you are here to see them, of course you're here to see them. But just if you are, just drop a comment and say yes. And who are you looking forward to seeing the most? Have you got some burning questions for the boys? They are here. I can't believe, though, that this is episode 90. There are only 10 more episodes left of Spill It. Oh, it's getting closer. It's getting closer. I am obviously going to be an emotional wreck of the next 10 episodes. I promise you that. Don't forget to like, share, and nope. Don't forget to like, rate, and subscribe. Obviously, the three things that I ask for here is easy as that. As soon as you're watching this stream, just drop it a quick like. It helps the algorithms and push it up and all of that lot. Don't forget as well, if you are listening to this on the podcast, then make sure that you rate and you subscribe as well. Subscribe over on YouTube as well, because no, there's only 10 episodes left. I can't divulge much. You'll have to just wait and see. So make sure you subscribe. Just that's all I'm saying. Just subscribe. You'll get to know things if you subscribe. Of course, as well, don't forget to get those comments and questions in. You can get them in live whilst you are watching the live stream, because that means that you are part of the conversation. Or if you've got questions and you want to send me an email afterwards, then you can do. Just send me an email, marcus@spillit.uk. And if you're listening to this on playback, or if you're listening to this on the podcast as well, you can just drop me an email, marcus@spillit.uk, and then I can read out your questions and respond to you with however long time I've got. I don't know. I'm thinking of all the weeks that I've got and how what I do during the week. When I've got time, I will read out your questions. Okay, that's how we'll do it. And then, of course, don't forget to hit that share button. Get it far and wide. Let's get the story of Spill It out there, and of course, get these boys' faces out there as well. Look at this, Marie straight in. Evening, Marie. Nice to see you. Number one regional fan here. Well, I don't know. I think I might be catching you up. All jokes, of course. And that's what I mean, guys. If you want to be part of the conversation as well, just make sure that you drop a comment, because I get to see comments. We get to pull them up on the screen. We get to interact with them. You are as part of the show, as much as. Hang on. That didn't make any sense. You are as much part of the show as we are. Does that make sense? English, not that good today. Yes, I think that made sense. Basically, just drop a comment and be part of the show as well as us. That made more sense. Anyway, I digress. That was an ick, wasn't it? Ugh, icks.
Disgusting!
That's right, it is Lord Shurik. That was definitely a nick. When he can't English. Ick. I just icked myself, guys. I'm embarrassed. That's 2 weeks on the trot now. I've icked myself. Okay, I do actually have an ick planned for today as well. So my ick for today. So this is something that somebody sent me to my email and said, please, can you read this out? So I read the story. I was like, well, I'm not going to read it all. I'm not going to read it word for word on the stream, but I'll basically just do like a general gist of. Claire, sorry, I was just laughing at Claire's comment. Lol, me, yeah, can't English. Anyway, right. So somebody sent me an email and they said, please, can you read this out? This is an ick of mine. I was like, yeah, sure. So when they sent this to me, and when I read it, I was like, "Oh no, I do that." Basically, when they put hot food in their mouth without blowing, and they make the noise, the noise, that noise, that's what gives this person the ick. And to be fair, when they said it and I read it, I was like, "Oh no!" First initial reaction was, "I do that," but then the second reaction was, "Oh yeah, actually, I can see where they're coming from." And then obviously you don't want to blow on the food too many times either. So you once is fine and twice is okay. That's like your limit though. I think like 2 times blowing on your food twice. I think that's okay. 3 times, get in the bin. Like just no, like you can't go. Like just twice is enough. You've committed then, so just get it in. Stop being a wimp. All right. But yeah, they're putting the hot food in your mouth, and then the noise that they make like that. That's I can get it. I do get the ick. Marie has commented as well, when people are chewing loudly, don't, because you'll set Claire off in the comments as well, because this is one of Claire's, and I think we talked about this one a few weeks ago, if I remember rightly, or it might be something that me and Claire just talk about on a daily basis anyway. But yes, when they chew loudly or they slurp their drink, which I did it as a laugh in front of Claire as well. But yeah, they when they chew loudly or they slurp their drink and it's just overly loud, and you just want to pick up their plate and smash it in the face. Oh, I love the icks. But yeah, if you've got an ick, pop it in the comments. Let me know what you think of this person's ick as well. The person that sent it in, they're if it's something that sends you the ick, just drop a comment and let me know. But that was my ick for today. Now. It is that time. It is time to bring out my amazing guests for this evening. It is obviously the people that you've been waiting for, because I think the only people that want to keep watching me are the people who want to talk about icks all day. And to be fair, I could do a whole podcast on icks, but we're not going to do that. Not today. It is their time to shine. It is my guest for the hour. It is the boys of Regional One. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Very well. How are you?
Yes, very, very good. Thank you very much. What did you think of the mouth-eating ick, the hot food?
It's a big one. I think I saw a comment from Marie saying when people are chewing loudly, and that kind of follows on to one of my personal icks, and that is actually in movies when they have. So when you record a film, you record the video and audio often separate. And a lot of the time, this is recorded, in my opinion, a bit too loud. So eating scenes in films always have it just a bit too loud, and it icks me up.
I got a shiver then of the thought of the actual sound that they do when they're recording it of them eating. It just went right through me. What about you, Aaron? Have you got any icks? Anything that springs to mind?
I don't know if it's an ick, but it's just something that annoys me. Is that an ick?
Yeah.
Right.
We're all as part of the same thing now. People just people are icks for me.
Yeah, we'll go with that. No, that's not. Right, I've expressed this a lot to the boys, but my ick, right, is why is the microwave plate not better? Like, you know what I mean? You put your food in that little plate that the microwave spins round on, and all it does is come off the thing, and you're sat in there. You've been microwaving your food for like 2 or 3 minutes, and it's just cold on one side and hot on the other because you don't realize it's come off the spinny bit. Like, we've put a man on the moon. How are we still dealing with this in the microwave?
Have you built that one up, Aaron? You've been working on
it. Oh, no, I'm eternally angry.
It's been a long day, hasn't it, buddy?
You know what I mean? All I want is my porridge in the morning. It's bloody boiling on one side and Arctic on the other. It's not good.
Okay. So yeah, I get your annoyance with that. I'm not going to classify it as an ick though. So an
No.
ick is something that somebody does.
Somebody
just-
does. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
like,
it's
it's something that somebody does, and you just look and you just think, "I'm all right,
Mm.
thanks." Like, yeah, that type of thing. What about you, Callum? Have you got an ick?
My one is whenever I go shopping, and then people just stop in the middle of the aisle and just take up the whole aisle with their trolley or like whatever they're doing.
Yes, this was my first ick on season 3.
I hate
This was
that.
the very first one. I was like, people who just stand there or they walk really, really slow.
You're not like
Like-
close to the aisle where they're looking. They're just in the middle.
They're just in the middle, just stop, and that's
yeah.
it. Or they just walk around, like they walk really, really slow. And I was
Yeah.
saying that we need like a fast lane or a do not stop lane for
speed
walkers.
shop. Yeah.
Well, okay. Before we get completely sidetracked with talking about icks for like all night, which is what I could do, we do need to play a little game before we get to know you guys. But this game is going to help us get to know you a little better. Now, I haven't told you what this game is. Can you confirm that?
Can confirm.
Okay, cool. Now, this game is called Absolutely Useless. Okay.
Microwaves.
We should be good at this.
Yes. Microwaves. The answer is microwave. Yeah. So this game is called Absolutely Useless, and we're going to go through the rules very shortly. Okay, so the rules of Absolutely Useless are simple. I'm going to ask you 10 questions. They are 10 very, very easy questions, okay? You've got to answer all of these questions in the fastest time. However, you have to answer them incorrectly because obviously it's absolutely useless. So if, for example, I was to say, what color is the sky? Then your answer would be
Green.
Red.
exactly. There you go. And that would be an absolutely useless question answer. And then we would move on. Simple as that. Okay. Now you've got to answer them all incorrectly. If you answer one question correctly, I will add 5 seconds onto your total time. Okay.
Right.
Now it's up to you guys. You have to nominate the person who you think is the most useless.
Well, that'd be Steve.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, he's not even here, is he?
There you go. You see.
I think one of you guys should go for it. I talk too much.
Who wants
And
it?
you always have to be right as well.
Vote in the comments.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, here we go. Oh, Marie.
Oh, yeah. Aaron, that's
Who's
it.
Marita?
Aaron,
Oh,
yeah.
Aaron, And to
Okay.
be fair,
Well
I
done.
was about to jump in and say, come on, Aaron, let's go. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, there's going to be no help from Simon. So we're going to say goodbye to Simon for a moment. Goodbye, Simon.
Toodaloo.
And we're also going to say goodbye to Callum just for a short while. Don't worry, Aaron, they'll be back.
Pressure's on now. Eh?
Just so then there's no help. That's all. And I want to, they might be really, really laughing. And we want to obviously just make sure it's just us two. Okay, so the pressure's on. Now, the winner, by the way, the overall winner of this whole season gets a nice big Spillit goodie bag. So the pressure is
Love a goodie
on.
bag.
All right. Okay. Are you ready to play Absolutely Useless?
Let's go.
Let's do it. Okay. So I'm going to count you in 3, 2, 1, go. What is the name of the famous boat that sank on its first voyage?
Martin.
What is 10 plus 2?
48.
What is the third planet from the sun?
Martin.
What is the name of a baby dog?
Kitten.
How many sides does a square have?
5.
What shape is a donut?
Square.
What bee is the fruit that you need to peel before eating?
Benjamin.
Which actor was the main character in The Mask?
Orlando Bloom.
Finish the title. Harry Potter and the Chamber of...
Farts.
What noise does a cow make? Love that noise. Love that noise. One more time. What noise does a cow make?
Brr.
Love it. That was absolutely useless. That was good, wasn't it? How well do you think he did?
Pretty good.
I thought he was just going to say Martin for every answer.
I
Yeah.
thought he was going to say Martin. His name's Martin, by the way.
Martin. The second you say like one word.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's in your head. Yeah, I'll go with
I
that.
don't know what noise that was that you made, man. I don't.
The thing is, that the second time that you made the noise, I could tell that it was supposed to be like either sheep
Yeah.
/ goat.
Yeah.
But it definitely wasn't that the first time around.
It's the most uncertain sheep you've
Okay.
ever heard.
I'll have to listen back when we're finished tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
I made that noise
chop,
on air.
well, I'm gonna chop it down. I think that's gonna be like my message tone for a while. Okay, well, you managed to get a time of well under a minute, by the way. It's 47 seconds, which is really, really good. The last few guests have got over a minute, so we're I'm not divulging who is top until the very, very end anyway. So, but yeah, well done. Very good time, Matt.
Stuff.
Well done. Okay. Well, that was
Exceeding my
absolutely
uselessness, you know.
yeah, exactly.
Play to your
You
strengths, buddy.
you may be crowned the most absolutely useless person of season 3. But let's get into it. So obviously, I've met you guys before, or we've done a stream together. We've spoken a lot offline as well, or online, but offline. Online, but not on a podcast. So yeah, we've obviously kept in touch since speaking last time anyway. But for everybody else who doesn't know who you are or doesn't know what your band is or all of that lot, can you tell the world who the heck you are, please?
Just 4 blokes from the south of England who decided to get together and make some music. We decided to name the band Regional One. We write original rock and metal music, mainly rock now. We've diversified into a little bit of the bluesy side of things as well. But we're going to take over the world.
Yeah, love that. Take over the world. You know, only a small dream. So, you know, maybe you should dream a little bit bigger. What about the universe? Come on. You got to think
Is it
big
even real?
nowadays.
I can't prove it's real, so I can't take it.
I don't know. I mean, I'm looking forward to. Well, maybe you should aim for conquering Planet Martin. That will.
I was going to say, Venus all the way to Martin.
Whoever Martin is, he's ours now. Who is Martin?
Yeah, who is Martin?
I don't know. I think what it was is on my way home today, I drove past a Martin's off license, and that's just stuck in my head ever since.
Just the off license.
Yeah.
The off license is on your mind.
Maybe the
I mean, I did
Deep
see.
South.
Like the Planet Martins. It's the biggest off license in the universe.
Yeah.
Go in there.
So, who are some of your inspirations then?
Ooh, we got a few. Do you guys want to go around and do one each?
Mm.
Yeah. All right. I'll go straight up with Avenged Sevenfold. They're on the heavier side of what we do.
I'll go. Okay, Callum. Fine. I'll go Gojira. They're pretty. They slap.
They pretty slap.
They pretty slap, brother.
I don't know. I'm going to go with Linkin Park.
Yes, of course. Can't miss
Hands
out there.
down.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I've been on a vibe with them recently. A lot.
Same actually. Like whilst I've been driving around, that's like what I've been listening to. So yeah, definitely. And so, how did you guys get together? I know that we've discussed all of this before in our previous one, but just for the new listeners,
Yeah.
how did you guys get together? How did you form?
Well, that's been a long process. So originally the band was kind of a college project for myself and a few friends. And then after uni, we sort of broke up and had a break from music. I was like, no, I quite like what we're doing here. Ended up sort of jamming with Stevie, who's not here this evening, but we used to be very close friends when we were younger, and he happened to be living in the area at the time. So we started jamming out in my parents' garage and just playing some tunes and writing some ideas. We're like, hey, maybe we should make a band, like in the movie Tenacious D. So we did that, and then went through like 20 different people and eventually found the right guys, which is Callum and Aaron. And since then, that's when I'd say we officially became a band, because that's kind of the point where we were like, okay, we're ready to actually do this now. We've got the right people. And honestly, quite comfortable just going on tour with these guys, even though we barely knew Aaron yet, but seemed all right, didn't he? So
I basically met these guys, shook hands, we said hello, nice, well, let's get working, and then COVID started. Yeah. So it was basically this view for months and months and months, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were sort of getting to know each other in kind of a strange manner, really, over Discord and all online, playing video games and just chatting about what we were planning to do when, our elites decided we were allowed back outside again. And then eventually that did happen, and we started just playing show after show. And obviously we had a chat with yourself just before we were about to really set off and play a lot of shows, and that has been the case this year.
And that is a nice little segue into my next question. So thank you very much for that one. So yeah, we caught up during, I think, was it the second lockdown or was it the first? I can't even remember. I think it was the second lockdown.
I think so, yeah.
But obviously this, and we'd had this conversation where we were talking about on the last episode, where getting to know you guys and what you've been up to, and all of your aspirations of what it would going to be like after lockdown. And then the episode ended, and then I think we were in lockdown for a few more weeks after that, and then there was talks of it going back into lockdown, blah blah blah. But yeah, then the world started opening back up again, and this is the first time that we've had a proper catch up since the world opened up, or at least our country opened up anyway. So over a year ago we had a conversation. So since then, what's been different? What have you been up to?
Well, we've done a lot, actually. So I think we had a lot of ideas, like we talked about before. We were going to start up a podcast and start doing live streams and stuff. And I think actually coming on your show gave us a bit of a kick up the arse to do that. So thanks for that, because we ended up doing that within a month or two after we started just getting on a regular live stream on our Facebook page, building up a network of other artists, bands, promoters, all sorts of different people we speak to now. Just to have a conversation, sit down, similar to what you're doing here, just to sort of get to know people. And I don't know about you guys, but I think that's been a really, really nice thing to help sort of build up like a bit of a culture and a bit of a sort of almost society around the music that we're all making, especially down in the south of England. There's a really, really good scene at the moment. And obviously further to that, we started playing a lot of shows. We've started diversifying where we actually play our shows. So a lot of our gigs used to be quite local, but now we've sort of moved into a lot of different areas in the south of England, pushing further and further north as we go. Like I say, we're going to conquer everyone eventually. But we've started from the south up in terms of England. So it's been an absolute pleasure playing all these crazy, like, different venues and lots of different bands and just getting to know all these different people.
So that was the thing as well. So we had many conversation on the live stream as well. And I think I asked the question, and you several times about, like, what are you looking forward to, or have you been on stage yet, like doing it? And you was just like, no, and we're still waiting. And I remember listening back to the episode as I was like editing it all out, ready for the audio podcast, and I was like, God, I've asked that question like so many different times, like in different ways as well. And now you've been able to do that. You've been able to get up on the stage. So, and that was getting up on the stage. Was that the first time as like the four of you together? Was that the first time on stage?
Did we do a show before lockdowns, chaps? I can't remember.
I think we did one just before.
The first one was
it was the first time. So
no, it was,
if I'm not mistaken, Aaron, our first show with you was at O2, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was L Fire Station. It was
That's right, yeah. Yeah, so it would have been the first time playing as this unit.
So how was that feeling? What did that feel like?
A baptism of fire. That was at an O2.
Yeah, that was surreal. I found it quite euphoric, to be honest.
Yeah, it was good.
I don't know if it's just my ego talking, but it felt really good to be able to just shout at people again properly. Really like connect with an audience. We had a strange experience on that first show back, because it was a seated show at one of the sort of bigger venues in the area where we're from in Bournemouth, and which is obviously very weird for a rock band, right? People sat down. Normally you have like mosh pits and people are bouncing around and headbanging, and you could feel that people wanted to be like stood up. There was like a genuine sensation of like, should we just do it? But I think, yeah, like you say, Aaron, Baptism of Fire, it was a really tight show, proper big stage, lovely lighting rig, proper good sound. It was absolutely amazing.
That's brilliant. Now, Martha's asked a question in the comments here saying, Simon, who's your favorite band member of Regional One?
Oh, me.
Love that.
Did you expect any other answer?
Yeah, Marie's also commented about that gig. It was great, but was so weird as well. Which I can imagine, to be fair. I mean, I remember going to one of the first DJ gigs that I went to, and we were all just sat down, and it was very up-tempo music, and it was like get out your seat type of music, and we were all just sat there, and I was like, this is not right, and it's just really, really weird. Now, going along the same lines, obviously getting out there and listening, like doing all of your new stuff and getting up onto the stage and all of that lot. So the last episode that we did was titled Smoke It Away, which was the name of your single that you'd released at that time, or it was just about releasing. So first question is, how has that done? How's the single of Smoke It Away done?
Smoke It Away's done pretty well. I think it's one of our most listened to tracks on Spotify. The music video's done fairly well, but for us, it's we really developed that track. Aaron, we sort of bonded with Aaron over that track quite a bit. So that was the first one we got to playing with him, actually. So it was one we really worked on hard together. And we actually, when we play it live, it's done quite differently now. We have a bit of a breakdown in the middle of the track. Everyone gets their own little solo section. The band gets introduced. So yeah, that track's still an absolute flagship for us. It's really, I'd like to say it's one of the tracks that really brought this unit together. It really made us want to play music more and more.
That's brilliant. Any other thoughts, Aaron or Callum?
Yeah, like Simon was saying, it's obviously when we were sort of in the lockdowns and whatever, everything was done at a distance, just sort of exactly like this. We're all sort of looking at each other over the screens and that sort of thing. So trying to work on new music, it was a whole different animal to what any of us were used to before. So I think for the end result to be such a brilliant combination of that, and it displayed in the song Smoke It Away, we're really happy with that, because I don't think a lot of people sort of realize the circumstance that went into that song.
Any other thoughts, Callum?
I'm going to do a hot take and say Smoke It Away is probably our worst song.
I hate that one.
But it's fun to play live. It is really fun to play live, and I think it does make it different. Like, I don't know, normally when we do practice, I don't really just Smoke It Away. We don't really we don't even need to practice it really as well.
What happens with that one, I think? Yeah, go on, sorry. I was going to say, I think we're just so comfortable with that track now, isn't it? We really just drilled over and over and over that song. So it's like, it is muscle memory, that song.
So nicely, slipping into the next question that I've got, we've got, obviously this episode's title is called Sold, which I took from your album, which congratulations, you've got an album now available to stream on all platforms, by the way, guys. So yeah, you've got the album called Sold. Now that's where Smoke It Away features on there as well. And what was it like creating that album, and what's one of your favorite takeaways from that album?
Can we go for it?
Takeaways. Yeah, I think obviously it's a bit of an accumulation of obviously some of the newer songs that we've all worked on together, and a lot of sort of the older ones before I was in the band. And so obviously, like live, I've certainly adapted the sound in some of these songs a bit, and obviously made it our own for now. But it was sort of like this is the era coming to an end, and we're sort of moving forward from there now. So obviously, I'm sure we'll talk about it a bit later on in the podcast, but obviously of what's coming. But it was sort of a seal off for that particular time period. This is what we've all come what it was regional one before. We're moving forward, and I think it's brilliant. It really is. I advise anybody to go and have a listen, please.
Yeah.
But no, it's very good. A lot of people have said it's obviously just so varied because it was a number of years in the works and that sort of thing. So there's a lot of different styles of music, a lot of different influences at the times and stuff. But yeah, there you go.
What would be your favorite song out of the album then, Aaron?
What, to play or to listen to?
Whatever your interpretation of favorite is.
It depends on the time period, unfortunately. Yeah. I do like. There's a song there called Bedlam. It's one of our. I don't want to say heavier songs, but it certainly is. It's a lot more up tempo. I think just generally it comes across that bit heavy, a bit more energy to it. And I think for me that was the one that, from a drum perspective, I'm definitely one of the most happy with, because I think the song in general is just awesome. It really is, and everybody did a cracking job on it. But that's the one. Every show we play, I get to, I'm just like, here we go. I love it.
Yeah, we've developed that one quite a bit live recently as well, haven't we? With that new intro we've done, and yeah.
What about you, Callum? What are your takeaways from the album? Like, what was it like for you to record through that album? And then also, same question again, what is your favorite one?
So with the album, I didn't realize how much work goes into it. Obviously, it's recording the songs, but then it's, what order do you do the songs in? It's got to be in a good order. You can't just have them sat around. And then it's getting all like the artwork. Recording takes bloody ages, and you're sick of the songs, and you're just playing the same thing like 6 times in a row. And it's like, and even then you still mess it up somehow. Well, I do. I don't know if anyone else does. Maybe it's just me.
Pressure of the moment. Yeah.
But luckily, the producer's normally a wizard, and he can like stitch everything together pretty well. It's quite nice. And then, favorite song, probably "Sold." I think. Wait, is that on it? Yeah, of course it is. I think Sold, because Sold's really like bouncy track, and it's quite groovy. And then it's not. I wouldn't say it's like a traditional rock song. I don't know, it's not my definition of a traditional rock song, but it's
somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, it is kind of somewhere in the middle, and it's really punchy, and that's also very fun to play. Always.
Wow. And finally, Simon, what are your takeaways from the Sold album? What are your thoughts about it? But then also, again, same question: what's your favorite one from the album?
Yeah, I think making the album itself, it took quite a while. Obviously, with the lockdowns and all that, it was pretty tough to get the mixes through and all the edits we wanted to make. So there's a bit of a delay to that. But I think we ended up with a pretty refined product at the end of it because of that. All the songs sound like super tight. They're all, they make sense in the order they're in and all that kind of thing. So we also managed to get like a bit of a piano track in there just to fill out some space in between songs. And yeah, I'm really happy with how it came out. I think the atmosphere of the album's really good, and so far the reception's been really, really good. So we did print off, I think it was 100, 200 copies or something, and they're mostly sold through already. So we're hoping to maybe get a second run of those on the go soon. In terms of my favorite track, that's tough. Sold is definitely one of my favorites because I think it's such like it's got all the different things we do in the band in one song really well. I think it sums us up really well. But from a personal, from a performance and personal side of it, I think maybe Chosen's still one of my favorites. That's the rock ballad of the album. That's kind of the softest song on there, but it's also the one that I get to push a bit on as well. And it's got lots of different sort of shapes throughout the song audibly. So I like that a lot.
Nice. So what's next for you guys then? What does the future look like for Regional One and for you guys individually?
Lots and lots of gigs. So I mean, sort of leading on from what we've done this year, really, we started a platform, I think, for really what we want to be doing. We've started doing weekend tours. We've started doing some extended tours in different venues. We got to the point where we actually did 3 shows within 24 hours. We were just asked last minute for a few shows up and around in the sort of farmlands of the Southwest. And we said, yeah, let's go. So we turned up one night, played a show next afternoon, and then the same evening back in our hometown. So I want to be back on that grind. I want to be playing as many shows as possible. But we have got a rather large project on the go at the moment, which will be EP number 2. We'll be recording some tracks with a rather well-known producer in the music industry up in Wales in January, actually. So
nice.
You heard it here first, maybe.
Maybe,
you may have heard
who
us
knows?
talk about it, you may have not, but definitely not online, I think. But yeah, so we've got some really awesome music videos we want to make that will accompany this EP, and they're fairly, I'd say, ambitious. So keep an eye on the page for that. We've got a wave of new tracks coming out that we've refined already. So I can't wait to see what happens in the studio with those.
That's brilliant. What about you, Aaron and Callum? Have you got anything going on? Obviously, not even just band-wise, but is there anything that you guys can think of that either band-wise or just individually that you've got coming up?
Not particularly. Obviously the band sort of very much priority and sort of what we're looking to do at the end of the day. So everything sort of goes into that very much. But yeah, like Simon said, we're just going to continue gigging because that's what we love doing at the end of the day. Work towards this, the secret project, and sort of see where that leads, because we're sort of hoping this one's going to sort of take us to the next level a bit.
And say what we haven't really talked about before is that the first EP, Sold, was we wanted that to get us to a certain point, and I think we succeeded in doing that halfway through making it. So we're hoping this one will bring us up a level. We got signed to a management company through the Sold EP. And we're hoping, from like a business side of things, a bit boring, but we want to be looking at a proper label with the new EP. So that's the aim, and then maybe an album in the future. Who knows?
That's amazing. Well, I hope it really does work out for you, because you guys definitely deserve it. And I've streamed your album in the car. I've listened to some of the tracks and everything. Sold is like my favorite one, in all honesty. But yeah, there are some really, really good tracks there. So if you are into your rock and your metal side of it, then make sure that you drop them a listen on. It's available on all music platforms, isn't it?
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's available on all music streaming platforms. So even if, for example, you don't want to listen to it all the way through, just stream it for a little bit, and then then click off. That helps.
Helps.
It really does. Yeah.
One of our new friends, he said recently, even if you don't want to listen to it, just play it on mute and give me those clicks.
Yeah, exactly that.
We'll take that on. Thank you, Tom Pepper. A big shout out.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I feel like as an EP though, it would have something for everybody. It's quite a ranged taste, so definitely, check it out. Feel free to let us know what your favorite is.
Yeah, please do. If you've got anything, then let either Regional One know. Drop them in inbox. Give them some feedback as well. If there's something that you really, really like about a specific track, then let them know. If there's something that you think, oh well, actually, this, I would have liked it if you'd done that, then it might be something that they have not necessarily thought of, and then they might be able to include in the future. So always offer feedback and just drop them a message, or drop me a message. Feel free to. My inbox is always open as well. Martha has dropped a comment, playing on mute right now.
Stuff.
Thank you so much. We'll collect our 0.003p of royalty later.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, is there anything actually, before I actually do that bit, now I noticed on the post that you shared out about this week's episode of Spill It that you're actually doing something else later on this evening as well. If you're just wondering if you wanted to talk about that.
Oh yes, indeed. Do you want to ring that one, Callum?
Yeah, so we do. We try and do it every week. We kind of fell off a little bit, but normally we do little podcasts type thing on Facebook, or like podcast / interview, but it's not really an interview because we're not, getting all boring. but of like local bands and other bands we're playing with. So we normally do like a little interview like that. So tonight we've got Dralion, or 2 people from Dralion who we've had on before, but we're playing with them on Saturday. And we've got Marie from Let's Talk Music on as well, who's hosting. No, not hosting. What's the word? Promoting. She's the promoter, the organizer of the event.
Doing everything.
Yeah. Well, I suppose everything. Yeah. Of the gig we're playing. So it should be a good one.
That one's Rock Beats Cancer this coming Saturday, down in Bournemouth.
Well, and I actually have a little something to play about that. So here we go.
Awesome.
Hey, so I'm just popping on Spill It to tell you about a charity event that is happening on the 26th of November at Bear Cave in Bournemouth. Rock Beats Cancer. Go check that out on Facebook to get your tickets. £7 a ticket. We have 3 bands playing, plus an opening act. You are not going to want to miss this one. Like I said, all ticket sales go to Teenage Cancer Trust to raise some money for them. And it's going to be a brilliant night. Get down there if you can.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sending that video in, Marie. And that video will be playing every single day through this week on our socials. So make sure that you do listen to that and just give it a quick share as well, especially, and tag somebody that might be in the area or might be nearby to be able to travel to it as well. So yeah. Is there anything that we haven't discussed that you'd like the opportunity to discuss now, guys?
Can you guys think of anything?
No.
We're in the clear. No, I think we're all good. I think if you see us advertised, if you see we're playing a show in your area, come on down, come say hi. We don't bite much, and we'd love to meet you. So do come on down.
Have you got any plans to come up north?
We do.
Actually.
We haven't solidified those plans yet, but we're booking some tour dates for next year, early next year.
Just drop me a message,
So-
let me know, and I will be there.
And actually, anyone watching, please, if you know of a good venue in your local area, send us a message. We'll check it out. We'll have a look into if we can get a show there. So please do.
Amazing. Well, actually, I'll have a think around as well. So I've recently moved to Manchester, which would be absolutely epic for you to come to anyway. But yeah, there's plenty of people in the know, so I will do what I can do to drop some messages out to some people to try and find a venue for you. But yeah, it would be absolutely amazing to have you guys up north as well. So yeah. Now, at the end of every single episode of Spill It, and you guys will know exactly what's coming now. At the end of every episode, I give my guests the opportunity to give a quote. And now it can be something that they stand by, live by. It doesn't matter, as long as it's an inspirational quote or something that people can take away from today's episode. And I'm just wondering if you guys have got your quote for me today.
We do have a quote, yes. Time spent fumbling for something final is time wasted when you could be spending each day building your house precisely one brick at a time. And I think that's kind of something we found this year, something we've learned this year, is that you can have massive plans and over focus on that really easily. But sometimes it's just better to go out and work on something a little bit every day rather than all at once, because you'll find yourself just not doing it otherwise. We found that just practicing a little bit every day, working on a song a little bit every day, whatever we've been doing, it's made a world of difference to us doing that.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that quote. Where's that quote come from, by the way?
Earlier today.
Got it in his fortune cookie from his
I wrote it for myself and cooked it for myself and opened it myself. It's not really a quote, I think, but it's close to stoicism, I guess. Yeah,
I love it. So it's just something that you just wrote down.
Yeah, it was anonymous said it.
Anonymous.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't know who that guy is, but he says a lot of stuff.
It's now going to be one of those like one of those memes that like the basic girls share, with, like a forest background and all that.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah.
No, absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for coming back on the Spill It show and spilling it with me one last time as well. It's been an absolute pleasure to get to know you guys from obviously from this perspective, but also from a from a personal perspective as well, because obviously we've been chatting offline as well, so it's been absolutely amazing. Martha's just commented saying 1 brick at a time. I wrote it myself. Then Deborah Cade has commented as well, fortune cookie quotes.
Should be. Should be.
And she also said then, but you also you go to a better restaurant than I if it came from a fortune cookie restaurant. But no, it's been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been great to see your growth as a band and as a unit as well. It's been great to see you heading out into the big wide world and doing your stage shows as well, and then obviously seeing the album and listening to the album as well. It's been absolutely epic. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for being part of the Spill It journey.
Thank you so much for having us, and I think I can speak for all of us when I say we're really excited to see what comes next for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, from me to you guys, again, thank you for spilling it with me one last time, and until we spill it again, it's bye for you guys.
Oh, thank you again. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. See you soon.
See you later.
Bye. 1, 2, and 3. Well, that was Regional 1. Thank you again from me to obviously the band for coming on the show again, second time. And yeah, without I don't want to discuss. I can't say that sentence. I wanted to say the sentence. I'm not going to say the sentence. You'll have to wait until Friday's episode, of course. So every Friday, obviously, we do Tea with Marcus. There is going to be one extra little thing that I'm going to be talking about on Friday. Because obviously, on all of my Fridays Tea with Marcus episodes, we take a little bit of a deep dive onto something that was discussed on the Monday episodes. And on today's episode, I've talked about something, or we've experienced something that may be part of the future. Who knows? You'll have to wait and see on Friday. Okay, that's all I'm going to say on the matter. But of course, thank you once again, as I said, to Regional 1 for coming on the show and taking time out of their life to just come and say hi. And of course, to you guys at home for just dropping a comment or sharing or liking or just being absolutely awesome, because that's what you guys are. You are all absolutely. Now, next, as I say, there is going to be Tea with Marcus every single Friday. So make sure that you come along on Friday at 7 o'clock, where my episode will be titled Unsigned and Unplugged. We're going to be doing a deep dive into tonight's episode and discussing some maybe future projects. So make sure that you do come over and you say hi on that particular episode. If you wanted to follow me on all of my socials, then you can do. It's just at @_MarcusW. Anywhere that you'll find an @ symbol, you'll find me there. Simple as that. Just type in @_MarcusW, and there my face will be. Okay, make sure you do that. And on next Monday's episode, we have got returning guest Luke. So Luke Slater is a dear old friend of mine. He's going to be coming onto the show. You might remember Luke talking about wilderness therapy. That was right. So he was talking about wilderness therapy and how being outdoors and being one with nature, if you will, is brilliant for the mind, body, and the soul as well. And he's going to be coming back as well, talking about his little projects that he's been setting up outside of his everyday normal working life. That's going to be very good, isn't it? So yeah, make sure you come and say hi to Luke and me on Monday. But yeah, if you wanted to get in touch with me, you wanted to get in touch with any of my guests, or you wanted to give me some feedback about Spill It, or if you've got maybe a bit of a sneaky idea about what might be happening in the future with Spill It and you wanted to be part of that or whatever, then make sure you drop me an email. You can always drop me an email at the same place. I talk about it every week. It's marcus@spillit.uk. It is as simple as that. Well, that is it. That takes us to the end of the episode. I just want to say again, massive thank you to my amazing guest this evening, Band Regional 1, amazing. And also, one last time, I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody who has tuned into this episode and watched it, giving it a like, giving it a share, giving it a comment, or just come to say hi. even if it's not on this episode, any of the other episodes as well, you guys make Spill It what it is. So I just want to say a massive thank you for that as well. And that takes us to the end of the episode. So one last thing to do. Until we spill it again, it's bye for now. Thank you for watching this week's episode of Spill It. You can catch Spill It live every week over on Facebook, YouTube, and now LinkedIn. You can also catch up with Spill It on the move on your preferred podcast streaming service. And don't forget to follow me on all my socials at @Marcus W. And for anything Spill It related, you can always get in touch with me by dropping me an email, marcus@spillit.uk.